here we are. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday, everyone. After some weeks, I would say we're back on our social media channels. We're live with me, Sylvia, and today we will see a beautiful thing, a beautiful part that you can, let's say, create using magicplan, and that's how to do right documentation for moisture mapping. So I will give you guys a couple of minutes, maybe one more minute to join me, and then we're ready to start right away. I have my tablet here. I also have a moisture meter, so we can see together how to also add the details from the moisture meter into your project. And then we'll see together all the important points, how to start with the project that's completely empty, adding photos, videos, the sketch if you want to add a sketch, and then how to add more details and how to export everything in a file ready to be used with clients, insurance, whomever you need to share it with. Okay, if you guys have any questions while we're live, if you already joined us, you know, otherwise please feel free to write a comment anytime I see a little red number appearing on my screen, so I can get back to your comment and we can discuss your question together. Okay, I would say that we can start. So let's share my screen. Here we go. You can see my tablet. This is exactly what I see here, right? It's just reflecting for you guys. Okay, let me see if I can, here we go, better, a bit bigger. We don't need to see me in a giant size. It's fine if I'm little on the side. Perfect. Let's start with this brand new project that I set up for us today. This is empty, right? This is exactly what you would get if someone in your office set up the project. You go on site and you want to start working on the damaged property, right? You want to document everything, so you do a complete moisture mapping and sketching of the property. Okay. Very important thing that you might not know. If you see here at the, let's say in this menu on the left, you can see favorite. If you mark your project as favorite, I can go back, you can see it better. A little star appears, meaning that the project will also be available if you go somewhere where you have no connection. This is great because we know not every time when you go somewhere you have a good connection, so you can still work on your project. Everything will be backed up, and once you're back online, the files and the information will be sent to your magicplan cloud. Okay, now let's start here from the top left where we see this little pen, right? We can go into that, and we have the project info. This page normally is set up by the office still, and you can fill in the important information. For example, here we could say, okay, I already added the author, the date. We can update it to maybe today, right? Then we could add a front view photo of the property. If you're on site, you simply take your photo and you're good to go. Let's see here. Let's get this property, add. Okay. If you need, you can also edit the photo and maybe add some markups, whatever, then you save it once you're happy. Okay. We have the job number, career number, insurance claim number, very important. And then you can also add some more information. Those information that are marked with a little star are mandatory normally. So if you see that you have the little star, in general, you fill in those informations, or they're maybe already filled in from someone that was in the office and set up this form. Okay, now we can say property type. In this case, it's residential, let's say, and type of loss, it's a water damage. Okay, then we go back and everything is saved there. If you want, you can of course also add the location, right? Here we have a location in Daytona, and maybe they have a better weather than here where I am right now, but anyway, okay. Once we set up the project, we can do this process once we're outside. We're still taking a look around at the property. We then enter our house, our apartment, okay? Then we can go ahead. So we could say, okay, you know what? I want to add more photos of the damage. So let's say here I created some kind of damage. You will see my art. So let's pretend that here we have the water damage, right? We can take a photo. We say, okay, we take a photo here a bit farther away so we see where is the damage. We could go closer, and normally it's like a 3 steps process, right? You take a photo from farther away, then you go closer, and then one photo really close to the damage. And then we can go like this also. We can also zoom in, right? Okay, so now we added 3 photos. We can tap on next. We can take a look if we're happy or if we need to edit anything in our photos, right? We could enter the photo and say, look, here I want to edit it. I have something that doesn't need to be shown, redact, and we can hide that element, okay? In general, I say it could be people's faces. And we could also annotate the damage. We could say, look here, right? We have our damage, and maybe also here. We could say it like that, and we tap on done. Save all, perfect. We have our photos, we have the outside of the property, and until here, I think it's pretty straightforward, right? Okay, at this point, I would say that if you want, you can also create your sketch. It's super simple. We can tap on the plus under the section floor plans, and we say, okay, 3rd floor, we say insert room, we select what option we would like to use to create our room. In my case, I would like to use the auto scan because I have LiDAR in my device, and we begin. Okay, we select the room type. We could say, look, this is a study. We move around a bit, and we can start the scanning. Give it a second so the scanning can really record the openings. You see here we have the window, then here we go ahead, we have our door. Okay, I'm trying to stay here in the middle so you guys see me, but of course, if something is not being scanned like properly, in your opinion, you can move around, right? So you simply take a look like this. You don't really have to go, let's say, to move in a direction clockwise, or so. You can also move a bit irregularly. I'm trying to also scan the table in case we need it. Okay, let's take a look in 3D. Okay, everything is green. If you have some parts of the screen that look a bit orange, but it's not too much, you can try and complete the scanning anyway. In general, the system is able to complete the room. If everything would be orange, I would rescan the room. But if it's just a part, it doesn't matter. Okay, we can stop the scanning. Give it a second. Perfect. We can confirm the scan and we tap on done since we don't want to scan another room. Here, you can see that we have some options. We can decide what we would like to include in our scanning. We could say, okay, appliances, we don't have them. We could say furniture, plumbing. Remember my choices, so the next time everything will be set up like this. And I will also save the video recording of the scanning session, meaning that you will also have an extra video showing what you scan. If you want, you can also record an extra video. We can do it in a second, but I keep it and I generate the flow plan. Okay, now, no panic, because here I know that we have this wall that reflects all the lights, so it gets recognized as a giant door. I simply remove it and we're good to go and everything is clean. Okay, everything seems to be good. Now, if I go back here, we can take a look at our visual elements, right? So we have the property from the outside. We have the 3 photos that we added from here, the damage. We have the video that we did while we were scanning the room. If we want, we could also say, we tap on the plus, select the camera option. And here on the left side, you can see that you can decide video, photo, or 360 image. And very important, you can also decide where you would like to attach your photo if you already created a sketch. You see here the option project or third floor. Let's change, so we select the third floor and we select the study. So we're attaching the photos directly to the damaged room or room with the damages, okay? So here we could say, in this case, I want to record a video, and we could say here, this is the affected area. We have some water damages here on the floor and needs to be repaired. I stop it and we tap on next. Same thing here. If we want, we can add some caption tags or delete the video if we didn't like it. In this case, I save it because we're happy like that, right? Another thing that I would like to show you that we didn't see before, I didn't want to see everything in one as one block, let's say, to like that. So we can tap on the plus under floor plans. Let's add another floor just to show you also one more tip. We tap on insert room, we say still auto scan, give it a second, we begin, select the room type, still study, right? We move around. And one thing that I wanted to show you is that if you tap on the white dot here on the side, you can take photos while you are scanning your room. You don't really have to exit and go back in. If you want, you can. You saw it works, but just in case, you can do it like that. Then you can go ahead. I'm going to go a bit quicker because we don't really need the furniture right now, right? I just want to rescan my room here. Give it a second. Okay, we have our door. I'm a bit on the side. Here we go. We have our door. We have the closet. Okay, let's take a look in 3D. And one more thing, if you tap on the upper toggle on the right, you can also record voice notes. So we could say here, we tap on it. This is the damaged area between the two windows. It could be that we also have to check the lower floor. Okay, complete. Now everything is green, everything is fine. We confirm the scan. We have our note. If we want, we could edit. We tap on continue, done. And here, same thing, we keep the plumbing. Maybe we eliminate the furniture in this case, and we don't want to have the video, and we generate the floor plan. And voila, here we go. We have everything saved in the other floor, and everything will be also saved here, right, in our visual elements in the photo section. So we have all the photos that we take after the scan, during the scan, and the videos that we took both during the scan and after the scan. Okay, perfect. Do we have any doubts until here, or everyone is good to go? Okay, everyone is happy. Let's go ahead. Now, what could we also add? Very important. If we take our study here, the one that we scanned with a bit more of the, a couple of elements more of our furniture, just to have something additional, we can also add affected areas. What is that? So the affected area is important because you can see on your floor plan where is the damage and how big it is, right? So we can select the study. We open the info section of the room, and here you see in light blue, add new area. We tap on it. Voila. Now we have the entire room. I know that a lot of you guys keep the entire room marked. It's absolutely fine. It's up to you. If you want, you can reshape the affected area. So you could say, look, the affected area, it's not affecting the entire room. The affected area is affecting this part of the room. And we make it like this. Once we're happy, we tap on done. If we want, we can also change the color because we know color coding is important. So perhaps you use a different color and you want to mark it blue. It's absolutely fine. Let's take this one. I like it a bit better. Okay, like this. And we could also rename the area. We could also call it affected area instead of one floor. And we save it. Okay. Now, we could also, let's say, mark the wall. Because in general, when you have a water damage, most of the time it also affects the wall in some areas. So we mark the wall, right? And same thing, in the info section of that wall, we add a new area. Same thing that we did before. Now we are in the elevation view, so we can see our room as if we would look at this wall, and we can simply reshape the area. And we say, look, we think that's this part here. We tap on done. Now, let's imagine that the wall is the main source of damage, right? What could we do? First of all, same thing that we did before. If we say color coding, very important, we could also mark it in red, right? So we know, okay, this is where we have to pay close attention. And one more thing that we could do is also adding something. Let me exit so you also see the room like this. Okay, I select the room again. I tap on insert object. I go in the, let me go back here, annotations. And we select the arrow. And the arrow is great because we could add it, let's say here. We tap on the eye for the info section. And we could also add a note, right? So we could say source of damage. So everyone that's looking at our project will know what's that red line, what's that red area. It's not guessing what is that, right? So we save it and we go here in display label. We say, let's take a look how it looks better under the arrow, or maybe next. We can take a look, right? We can decide. No, maybe we put it like that, below the object. Okay. Now let me copy it here because I added it. Copy. Okay, and I also want to add it here as a label. Okie doke. So we know we could also say here, instead of the source of damage for the arrow itself, we can also give an annotation number. Let's say 1. Save it, and here we go. So you can see that everyone who's looking at the project sees, haha, this is the affected area. Here it's the source of the damage. Okay, so it's very clear for everyone, I would say. What could we do next? We could also add something interesting and important, the measurements from a moisture meter. Okay, I have a Trimex moisture meter, but how does it work? Super simple. You can connect it with magicplan. If you guys have questions, you stop me, right? Because I go ahead. Okay, perfect. Important. What do we want to do? We can add some measurements from the moisture meter where we have the damage. So we have, of course, the, we will see it right away, but we will have the percentage of moisture that's probably higher than in the rest of the room. And we could also place the moisture meter in other spots of the room where it's not affected by the water damage. So we have different measurements, and we also have a comparison from a dry area compared to our damaged area. Okay, I go back to my screen. Perfect. Okay, I turn on the moisture meter, right? Now I select my room and I tap on insert object. We go down. I mean, I have it here and marked as favorite, so I find the moisture meter right away when I need it. When you mark something as favorite, it's here in the favorite folder. Makes sense, right? So, but if you don't have it or you didn't use it before, you go in the restoration category, look for the moisture meter, the easy one like this, it's fine. So we could say, okay, we're gonna place a moisture meter here where I am right now. I place it here on the table so you see how simple it is. So I open the info section of the moisture meter. You see here that we have this blue line saying use moisture meter. We tap on it. If it's not connected, you simply connect it. It's 1 second. It connects automatically with the Bluetooth and with the app. Now I selected wood, so we can put it here. You see, okay, moisture content percentage, 8.1. We use the readings. Now, let me also add another meter down there. So we tap on insert object, we add it from here, the moisture meter, and let me, okay, I made the moisture meter bigger, but it's fine, so we also see it a bit better. We are going to position it here. We also say use moisture meter. Give me a second. I'm going to disappear from your screen, but you will see the measurements that are changing. So you see 27.2 use readings. And very important, let me turn it off because I don't want it to do beep, 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 beep while we're talking. It's important if we want to also take a photo of where we placed, of the spot, the exact spot where we place the moisture meter. So we take our tablet or phone or whatever we're using. We stay here where we have the moisture meter. We can attach the photo directly to the object. We tap on the plus, camera. By the way, leave the moisture meter on while you're doing this. Let it do beep, 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 beep. It doesn't matter, right? Now it's just to show you how to do it, and you can take a picture. Okay. You can also go closer, of course, right? So you see the measurements while you're taking the photo. Let's attach 2 photos, it's fine. We tap on next, and here we have the measurements, and we save them all. Okay, you see that we have a little yellow pin attached to the object, meaning that we have the photos. If we go here, we see that we have the photos attached. Okay, perfect. And important detail that I didn't mention before, perhaps, it's that here you see that now I attach the measurement from the moisture meter here, 27.4 for today, right? So here, date 1. Then you probably go back on site during the next days to see how is the drying process going, right? So you can place your moisture meter in the same spots and you measure the other days. So here you have day 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So you can really be super precise and you have everything documented in here. Okay, now let's pretend that it's now day 2. So I get my moisture meter back. Let's say that it's still there on the floor. I just place it here so we see it. Okay, so we go here. Now it's day 2. The room is drying. We created maybe a drying chamber perhaps. So we have 7, okay, 8, use readings. Just so we also have this difference in the export file. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, we added everything. If you want, you can also place the equipment, right? So let's imagine here that we want to add a dehumidifier. I'm going to look for it. Let me go down, 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 down. Where's my favorite dehumidifier? I always have to look for it a second because I never know. Here it is. Here is my favorite dehumidifier. So let's say that we place the dehumidifier here. Okay. The thing that I always say to you guys is if you want, you can place the equipment exactly how you place it in your room with the dehumidifier, air movers, everything placed as it is. Otherwise, you can also add it to the project, let's say to represent what you're going to do. It's up to you, depends on from case to case. Okay, now I open the info section from here of the dehumidifier, and you see that I have some information. I created them as a field in the magicplan cloud, meaning that you don't have to change and go to forms and look for the information. They're directly placed here in the info box of the object itself. So in this case, okay, we already used the Trimax moisture meter, but here we can also add some more information here in the dehumidifier. For example, here we could say temperature 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we have the relative humidity, let's say 60%. Done. And the running hours, let's say a bit more than 1 day. So we could say, okay, 30 hours, right? Like that. And we could say, okay, reading right now. And like this. Okay, perfect. So you see that we have everything attached. If you have your equipment on site, you also take a photo of it if you want, so everyone knows where it's placed. Now, we have all the needed information, right? We added photos, videos from the outside, inside. We also edited some photos. Important note, we edited the photo while up or right after we took it. But if you want, you can go back to your photos or 360 photos and edit them anytime, right? So here, if you say, oh, I forget to hide something, it's absolutely fine. You can tap on the three little dots on the needed photo and you tap on edit and you can go back to it whenever you want, right? Voila. Okay, I can say right now that we really have all the details. We can export here, upper right toggle. We can export our project as an ESX file, as you can see here, right? And then you get it ready to be used via email. You import it in Xactimate and you can keep working on it. You can create, of course, your estimate, your scope of work. We will go back to this point in some weeks, but basically you can really add everything in here if you want, or if you use like Xactimate to complete the estimate, it's absolutely fine. You use the ESX file and you're good to go and you continue and finish your work. Otherwise, you can also export a report PDF with all the details that we added, right? We can do it from here. Give it a second because we added a lot of visual documentation here. You guys let me know if you have questions or doubts. Okay, here, voila, we have everything in here. We have the info from the project, right? We have our map. Let me turn off the moisture meter. It's going to dance without that we wanted it to say anything. And we have all the needed information. We start with a very clean PDF documentation. We have the front view photo, job number, career name, insurance claim number, property type, type of loss. Then we have all the photos of the damage, right? We also have the timestamp, as you can see. If you want, you can also add the GPS coordinates. How? I'm going to show you in a second. So here we have everything listed. Here you can see that we have our assessment, initial assessment, water damage. There are two rooms that we created. Here, this one is the room we worked on with all the details, the affected areas, the moisture meter, the dehumidifier. My voice is leaving me. Okay, and you can see here that you also see the affected areas, right? Listed, so everyone knows what they're looking at. Okay, important thing, if we go here, we tap on photo, we go here on camera, on the top right, there's this little wheel, and here we can decide to also add GPS coordinates if we want. The timestamp, you see, if it's off, you don't see it, you simply activated it and you can have it in all your photos. Okay. If, last important note, if you don't have a sketch, you don't need to create a sketch for any reasons. It doesn't matter. You can also go in here, see all in the photo section. You still see the export toggle, right? Top right. You can export everything from here. No sketch needed. You can export a web gallery, PDF file with all your visual documentation. If you have 360 photos, we're going to add them the next time. You can also export directly 360 tours. Now, let's say that we want to have a PDF, okay? Just to see, let's call it photo documentation. Okay, tap on done. We could also add a description here. We have some other information that we can change. Generate PDF. Give it a second. I see that we have no questions today. Perfect. I'm happy if everything is clear. Okay, so you see the PDF opens by itself already, and voila. We have all our details. The videos are interactive, right? As well as the 360 photos, if we would add them. You can see here, just to show you. Okay, so you could also make it bigger on your computer, and anyone who gets your documentation, then it's able to watch the videos, see the photos, see the details, see the damage and everyone is on the same page, because we know communication is the key, not also for work, it's the key in life. So we want to work well and have something that everyone is able to understand and everyone understands the same thing. That's the most important part, not that someone understands something different. No, we document everything precisely, properly, with all the needed information, and everyone is on the same page. We get paid quicker, the homeowner is happy, and everyone is satisfied with the job, with the work. Okay, you guys, I think that we saw everything that we wanted to see in these 30 minutes. I did my best to sum up everything for you guys. I hope that this session was useful. You guys can also let us know, if you're watching the replay, if you have any questions, you can write them under this video, or you can also contact us here at helpdesk@magicplan.app. We're always happy to answer all your questions, so feel free to let us know. And also, one last thing, because before we complete or we close our live today, if you're not part of our Magic Plan community, feel free to join us. It's free. Feel free, it's free. community.magicplan.app. And there are a lot of people. We're around 3,000 beautiful people that are all together in the community. You can ask your questions. You can share your tips or tricks with other users. You can talk to us, whatever you want, but you can join us if you're not part of the community yet. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for your attention. And we're already at the end of this live session, but I'll see you next week again. And as I always say at the end of our videos, depending on the time zone where you are, I wish you a beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye.